Hi everyone, welcome back to FPL Managers YouTube channel. I am Ruben, manager of Pending Moderation, which is definitely going to stick in my mind as my team name for the rest of the season, but actually Strand Welbeck, and I am here with
the 288th best, 288,000th best FPL manager of Gameweek 1, otherwise known as Harry.
Nice work, opening scenes, dagger to my heart from one, maybe two seemingly lucky plays in my eyes.
Masterclass, absolute masterclass, stroke of genius.
I would always say that even the blindest of squirrels occasionally find a nut, and that's what's happened here. But my question to you is: are you there because you randomly captained a Sunderland defender who scored 17 points?
Oh no!
And you triple captained him. I think it was 4 people did that.
Did they?
Yeah, 17 points. So he wandered away with a 51 pointer. I'm not sure who the player is, and maybe that just goes to show our credibility.
Who would have done that? No, someone must have done that trying to come last in FPL, and it's backfired. I don't get why you would do it. There's no reason why you would triple captain that.
No, I mean first game of the season, newly promoted. They're going to be up for it and all that. But that's a crazy pull in my eyes. But anyways, cool. So the 288,000th best player is on the show, and I know from.
It's a bit of a tongue twister. That I don't think that's going to catch on as an actual name.
No, I think you're right. But I know, looking at results for people all around, that this Gameweek 1 has tripped up a lot. There's quite a few players that just haven't delivered on kind of promise. But let's kind of step into that. So let's have a little look at our mini league results and fixtures coming up, and then we'll talk through our teams kind of this week. So
big week. It's a massive week.
It is a massive week. What I didn't think through. So what I really like about the head-to-head mini league is where your ranking is in the entire world makes absolutely no difference whatsoever. What matters is if you beat the other person you're playing against by just a single point. You get 3 points in the league, and that is all that counts. Which is really weird.
Because I mean, I'm looking at yours now. Your score last week would have only lost to 4 people.
Yeah, I think it's
in our league.
Pretty reasonable week, to be fair, and a few players in there that really did not shine at all. But good.
I wouldn't be just yet. Given you as a steady start, you just went up against someone who went better. But in all fairness, I think I'm looking at it, I think the average score for Gameweek 1 was actually quite high to the norm, because I think it was mid-50s the average score. I always recall average score being about mid-40s.
Yeah, I mean we've talked quite a bit. If you can sneak into the 60s for your game weeks in this league, in our mini league, that's a pretty good result. So kind of freakish. I have to just accept that 63 points wasn't quite enough. Zara had an absolute stormer. One of those things. It's the Haaland versus Salah kind of playing out a little bit here. Those that got to captain Haaland effectively have done quite well here. So we won't go in depth into the kind of league and results and standings. Pretty obvious. Those that won.
It doesn't really say a lot at this point of the season. I mean, to give some context to people, I mean Luke, he was the last year's whipping boy, got a win with 57. I think he's 20% to his total amassed points last season, just with one win. Just to give you some context of that. Against Hyman, in all fairness, who I was under the illusion that he's always hit quite well. So that's the only curveball out there that I think. I mean, the others were all fairly as expected. I mean, Will was up there last season, and a lot of the others sort of played each other really. So I don't really think until after 2 game weeks we can really have an idea who's doing what.
No, and I'm definitely not going to panic. Or maybe I will. I don't know. The biggest thing on here that it's highlighted that it's me versus you this week. And what's very, very strange is I've now seen your team and you've seen my team, and then we're going to chat this through a little bit.
I haven't seen your team yet.
There's definitely going to be some smoke and mirrors and absolute mind game nonsense that goes on.
I don't think I've seen your team yet, and I think we should probably get your team out.
I think we should see yours first, because you know, what with you being 280,000th, whatever, people want to see that, right?
Producer perks, I guess, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, okay, just like, yeah. Well, there needs to be a perk with all the admin involved, but anyway. So this is Harry's glorious team. So, talk to me.
If anyone has any tips on how to increase production value and ease of, please get in touch.
Yeah.
Where am I starting? So what have we got? So I haven't actually changed a great deal. Obviously, one change has happened because Conce's red card. It's still. I'll give you a quick rundown for the guys who might not potentially be looking. But we've got Sanchez in goal still. Still got Dorgu, Williams, and Gagey at the back. So 3 at the back, and then a 4-man midfield with Reinders, next Iniesta, with Palmer, Wirtz, and Kudos. Kudos did a lot better than I thought, in all fairness, at the weekend.
Yep.
And then up front, we've got Pedro, Haaland, and Watkins, which, to be fair, taking Haaland out of that was the least potent attack probably going in the league. So I'm hoping that happens. If not, I am going to panic change my forwards moving forwards. But the only thing I'm potentially considering is taking Wan-Bissaka out. But I think, as I potentially said on the last chat that we had, I don't want to remove Wan-Bissaka just yet until I can take Wan-Bissaka out and then actually replace him with someone else. At the moment, it will be a Wan-Bissaka out, a high scoring, cheap, like a £4 million defender, and then trying to add potentially another midfielder or basically a replacement to Grealish, or potentially one of the front 3 up top. So that I'm very much little to no changes. Obviously, I bench boosted last week, which gave me the score that I had. So I mean, obviously, I think I was only about 15 ahead of you, but I had 3 extra players, 4 extra players that had mixed success. So Kudos has come in off the bench for Konsa. Wan-Bissaka has just been brought forward on the fence. So it's a pretty uninspiring team, I think. But I think it'll be a test of the strategy of trying to have a larger squad rather than a strong 11, on a slightly weaker 11 for this season would be a useful bench. So this will probably be the test of whether what I'm thinking is the play, or whether I ballsed up and should have just gone for the best 11 players.
Best 11,
and then stuck the rest as 4 mils.
Tricky to know exactly how that will work out. You only need 1 injury and then you're down to 10 players, aren't you? Effectively, because you put in a cheapie that doesn't work. You look like you've got the same kind of challenge as me, though. You've got players up against one another, with West Ham, Chelsea, Forest, Palace, and Man City, Spurs. Historically, Spurs seem to do quite well against Man City, I think. But it looks like a solid team.
The play I've gone with is I've captained Watkins, because I think, from what I saw, Brentford looked poor. I think Brentford could actually get relegated. Absolute clickbait, that one. But I've captained Watkins, hoping he might have a brace, potentially even a hat-trick. Because Forest literally just carved through them. And I imagine Villa are way more productive going forward than Forest, so I'd be a bit worried if I was Brentford.
It's funny, I mean, Forest were pretty impotent during the whole of pre-season. Didn't score at all, and then one of the big knee-jerk purchases seems to be there's Ekitike for his incredible performance, and for some reason Chris Wood. This kind of let's get rid of Pedro because that was no good. Let's go to Wood because Wood got a couple of goals. So this is the thing with Fantasy Premier League. Your last week doesn't equate to this week, and when you buy a team of players, you buy them for the stretch, and that's what I'm trying to tell myself this week is don't panic. That actually wasn't a bad start. Don't go free hitting or whatever already. It's just not needed. Let's just see how it kind of plays out. But
you were 63 points. I mean, at the end of the day, it's competitive, and I'm I'm actually sat on the fence whether I think you're better off the safer players going with a productive centre half than wing backs. Hence why I'm considering taking Wan-Bissaka out for a central defender. Albeit I don't think it'll be this week. I think it'll be next week. That I'll probably swap Wan-Bissaka for a Burnley/Sunderland type centre half, just because all they're going to be doing is heading and tackling and pretty much just scrapping for their lives. So I think that's where I'm at. But this will be a test of whether what I've decided to do for the season is going to work. If this keeps me in the mid-60s, then I'm happy.
Yeah,
it's done its job.
Yeah, that's fair. So let's jump through and over to me. Have a little look through my team.
I haven't seen it yet, so I'm going to go on this run through.
I'm really torn with my team. So still Sanchez in goal, although Dubravka against Sunderland at home, I think people will probably pop him in just to see what happens there. But it's either going to be boring, that game against Sunderland, Burnley Sunderland, or it's going to be an absolute goal fest, and I don't know which. The same with Esteve I've got on the bench. Do I bring him in actually and put him in my back line? Because my back line at the moment is Porro against Man City, and then Murillo and Williams against Palace, and Palace have definitely got goals in them. They're, Forest are away from home, so do I kind of break that slightly and put in? Well, if I put in Richards, he's playing against Forest, so then my back line are pretty much playing against each other. Or I can bring in Richards and Esteve, so I've got Sunderland at home and then Forest at home, and maybe go that way and drop my Forest defenders. I really am unsure as to what to do on that.
Richards and Palace look solid against Chelsea.
Yeah, so, definitely. I think the Palace squad in general just looks good. I think their team looks really good.
They don't concede goals. They do, but they don't shit 2 or 3 at a time.
Yeah. So I'm a little torn, to be honest with you, what I do on the back line. I've gone for Salah as captain still, but Palmer is an option. He's at West Ham. They obviously shipped a fair few goals. Could he pop up with a few there? Potentially, so he might be a captain pick. I might also captain Watkins. That's another one of mine. I won't be captaining Ekiti Gate. He's away at Newcastle. I think it'll be hard to break down. Liverpool could well score goals, but I think a captain pick there might be a bit much. Bruno Fernandes, he's someone that people are knee jerking. He didn't do well. He's no good. He's not a must-have, and blah blah blah. I think it's right. It wasn't a bad game. I think if he got one more tackle in, he'd have scored 2 points. If he has 4 points in a game, you're probably not bothered, and you're not looking at him. But because he got nothing.
Well, they're playing him deeper, aren't they? I mean, with the addition of Cunha and Buemo and I can't even think of the.
Sesko's the new guy, yeah. But Buemo and Cunha, they looked good. They looked good.
Well, it shows levels of where United were. They played their best game in years and still lost to Arsenal, who played their worst game in years.
Yeah, they did.
But they do. United look competitive, so obviously I don't think Fernandes is going to score points in the same way as he once did, but he will still score points.
Yeah, but maybe that's something they identify as a problem, and he moves forward a little bit. Who knows? But he's probably the guy that I'm watching a little bit. Dewsbury Hall, and we'll just kind of see how he gets on. Again, he's one of those players I put in for the longer haul. There's potential for him to score good points moving forward and defensively as well. I think he's sitting quite high recently, but there's Grealish knocking around, Barry and is it Beto, the other two up front. So there's a bit of work maybe to iron out there. We're still early doors, but we'll keep him in. Reinders, I actually think there's hundreds of thousands of people that have transferred him in. His game might well have been a one-off. He looked incredible, but he's well outplayed his underlying stats from what I can see. But yeah, he's still in there. But I really
player. Reinders is a pet player where I think especially for the first 6 months of the season he's going to be a bit cold and finds his feet in the actual Premier League itself. But I can see him and Rodri when Rodri's fit and stays fit could be pretty defining.
Yeah.
Whether they have a good or bad season.
Yeah, agreed. And that Man City team looked pretty exciting, I think. So we'll kind of keep him in. But I sit here and think I've got a plan. I've got a 2-move plan that could play out. dependent on how this week goes, which might involve.
Share this to the avid listeners.
Oh yeah, I will do. Yeah, so it might involve.
Okay. I didn't know if you were keeping this because it's a 6-pointer already on the second game of the season.
Yeah, but part of me, I said to you before, I was going to bench boost. So if I bench boost now, I've got Burnley. 2 players are home to Sunderland. I've got Gooey, who he's not going to play. I don't think the opportunity for him to get subbed on is it Isido or whatever his name. He ended up getting subbed on and scored ahead of him. So I just can't see him getting on the pitch. And then it's Crystal Palace player against Forest players that I've got in there as well. So I just don't even know if it's worth it. It's almost.
You could lose points in all fairness, especially if they shit goals.
And my thinking here is, I know it's me versus you, and that's what this league is all about. But longer term, am I in a better position to hold on to my chips and try to see out this kind of early stage and just find my feet a little bit? Triple captain could be an option, but that's a real roll of the dice because I don't think anybody stands out.
Yeah, that's fair.
The bench boost, everybody just plays everyone. I'm not free hitting. I'm just going to keep that in my back pocket. I think there's a few other weeks where that is probably more likely. I could. So Gameweek 2 for Arsenal, Gameweek 4 and Gameweek 6 are weeks where a free hit could work because the bigger teams are playing newly promoted teams. Again, I don't think that's now. So I might just roll it and just see how we get on. Go up against you and your triple captain.
I think the free hit would. The free hit would work when the cup football starts this side of Christmas because rearranged fixtures and those different bits, and then all of a sudden it's rather than using the free hit to kind of almost confirm points, you can use free hit to confirm you've got an 11.
Yeah.
But in all fairness, I think you make quite a valid point about that bench boost and the fact even if you roll a bench boost this weekend, you're not guaranteeing points. No. But there is other weeks where you could throw that bench boost out there and you will guarantee 3 points for goal. So.
And what I could do here is if Eze goes to Spurs, which is looking quite likely at the moment. I don't know the exact maths here, but Fernandes for Eze, Watkins a swap maybe for Haaland if I can afford that move, and then that might leave me a little bit of cash to upgrade Gooey, and then actually I've got.
I still don't know if that's the right name.
Gooey.
I still don't know what I'm, so I think we'll fumble our way.
Well, when I bench boost and he's on there and he scores a goal and the commentator screams it out, we'll all know, won't we? But yeah, for now.
We'll clip that. We'll clip that one, and that can be our intro for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. So, yeah, I really am quite lost on this week. Part of me just thinks, do you know what? Just sit on it, roll with it. Pick a gamble on a captain and just see how you end up.
Our team's similar and to some extent.
Yeah.
But from a head-to-head perspective, our team's very similar. And what will decide it, like it normally does once you got through the first 4 or 5 weeks of sort of teething issues, once everyone's got an established team, it's the captain pick that defines who wins and loses.
Yeah.
And then if anyone throws in any form of like triple captain or any of those other bits but I think it's who we captain, and I'm sticking to my guns. I think Watkins is going to grab a brace.
Yeah, it's him or Palmer for me. They're the two for my team. I mean, I could gamble on Reinders, but that could be a really big gamble. But yeah, so I think Palmer or Watkins for my team. I might just mix up that defence a little bit and see. I might maybe drop out of Dewsbury Hall and put in Richards, Esteve and Murillo. Just take out Nico Williams and Dewsbury Hall, so that then gives me a 4-4-2, but one that I'm probably comfortable with. But Everton just looked lacklustre. They had nothing about them really. So which was a bit of
get them through to December. They'll be sort of in the relegation fight, and then they'll sort themselves out, and then think that the following season they're going to contend for Europe.
Elland Road away is a tough opening game, right? Newly promoted, so maybe a home game actually will do them good.
I think going to any newly promoted team away in the first 2 weeks is tough. I mean, West Ham got battered by Sunderland away as well.
Yeah.
they're on a high, and you got the other teams where they're just desperate to not look silly. So, although that was a stupid handball in my opinion, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but we're in our world, in our mini league world, our head-to-head mini league world that we live in. Points on the board are really important for you to be 2 weeks in. If you beat me this week, it's worth you throwing something at the game because you won your first game, so then you end up with 6 points on the board. Whereas for me, it might actually be worth me keeping my chips back, identifying when I'm against someone who perhaps has got a weaker team, using a chip then and making sure I win it. And that's kind
it's
of
probably also a point of just actually. I mean, I think we're I'd love for you to panic, to be perfectly honest, but I think we are panicking in the sense that you were the fifth highest point scorer of the league, and you lost
without a chip as well.
Without a chip, there was only one chip thrown though, and that was me.
Yeah, and I'd like to point out that Zara matched your score, didn't she, without a bench boost? So and I have heard about that a few times. I can imagine. I'd be whispering it to you whilst you're asleep, and then I'd do a mixtape, so that when you get in the car, there's like a CD playing that's got it on. I don't know. I'd be pretty.
I don't know when I'm playing what game. I don't want to look at that yet. I'm about this big derby this weekend coming up.
No, looking forward to it. So good stuff. Quite an interesting start to the season in that there's a couple of players that have come out of the blocks that look good. There's a couple that I think that those that don't necessarily overthink FPL will transfer out and get rid of or quickly buy and maybe shouldn't. So I'm just going to sit on my hands and see how we go. Maybe just try and be creative. Maybe I pull a Pedro Porro captaincy and he ends up setting a couple up against Man City. You just never know.
I mean, you never know. I doubt it, but you never know.
Yeah. So I think I don't know if there's anything else you want to kind of.
No, I think we kind of, in all fairness, we've had quite an efficient week. In all fairness, I think we're going to get this one out ahead of time, mid-weekend.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to get spicy. I think come Saturday evening, I think it's going to get a bit spicy. I don't actually know how the fixtures fall this weekend.
You've got a Fridays, Saturdays, Sunday, and Monday, and I think with Sky owning so much of football now, I think it's gonna be spread a little thin. There's no Friday next week, but it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday this week. Maybe we should.
Looks like our match is going to go. Literally, we got players from the Friday evening all the way through to Monday evening.
Yeah, maybe we should have a chat on Saturday night. So maybe talking to me on Saturday night will make you feel better because talking to your partner and how well she is doing probably will get boring for you. So.
I can see that she'll do well again this weekend, given that what she's just absolutely thrown out this weekend. So, but I mean, I'm pretty confident that I might give the Arsenal Invincibles a run for their money this season at the start. I
don't think so, but there we go.
I think we're going to go. I think we could potentially go all the way.
That's just never going to happen in FPL, quite frankly.
All aboard! It's final call.
Yeah,
we
good
are
luck.
Leaving this. This championship train is about to leave the station.
Yeah, good luck to you. Well, if anyone, sorry, you might well have been about to say what I was then.
No, that was me. I was just giving usual nonsense that I tend to do, little insight and just chatting gibberish. Yeah.
Well, if anybody wants to join a mini league that currently only has me and Harry in it, that is a traditional mini league, just part of building a community around it. It's 9 TDV 47. TDV, saying that out loud without thinking that didn't sound great to me, but 9 TDV.
It's not just any league though. You have got the 280,000 player in that league.
And can you beat him and shut him up?
10.5 million people.
I'd have put 10.5 million. Wow, that's
impressive. I know
it is. Yeah, very very well done.
I'm gonna have people contacting me about like next season. I'm gonna feature in people's blogs.
Yeah. I'm 2.15 millionth. Just if you want to know.
Margin, and you're that far back. Wow.
Yeah, that's what's kind of crazy. Yeah, yeah. I really hope we sit here this time next week and I've leapfrogged you and beat you. with a random back four and a captain pick that just blows it all away. But
watch that. I'll do a Chelsea from last season. I'll get to December and then never win a game.
Yeah.
And then win a stupid like little Mickey Mouse European Cup and pretend that made the season all the better.
I think Arsenal fans would probably be alright with that right now.
Yeah, they would. But we need subscribers. We can't alienate any form of football fan at the moment.
Yeah. I think I did that well enough with the Norwich City T-shirt last week. But there we go.
Yeah, I think you definitely set us up for a certain type of audience member with that top in how that fit.
Thanks. And if things do go well, I will be releasing a calendar at the end of this year for 2026. Me in many different football kits that do not fit me. Absolute pleasure as always, Harry. I do hope that the smile disappears from your face at this time next week, but I can't see it.
Oh yeah.
So, thanks.
As always, guys, lovely to speak to you all. And Ruben, I'll see you on Friday.
I'll see you on the pitch. Later, all. Have a good one. Best of luck with it.